We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. I'm Steve and Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWit, and this is the Land Academy Show.
This is episode number 2150. Today, Jill and I are talking about what makes a land business sustainable for the long term.
Boy, if anyone knows that, it's you.
Yeah.
You have literally had this land business, 30 years?
Yeah. Yep, 30 years.
Yeah. But that's not proof that you can do it and survive all these ups and downs.
You just nailed it.
Yeah.
You nailed the topic.
Yeah.
It's survival.
Right there.
How do you survive? You adapt with your environment.
Yeah. You do. And you know what? Because this is what we're coming into right now in 2025 is, we've seen it before. I'm actually a little excited now. It's not our first rodeo. It's not my first rodeo. It's your fourth rodeo. It's my second, with crazy, so many properties available and a little bit upside down on all kinds of things. I'm looking forward to it. I'm at the, I'm not fearful right now trying to hold on to my money. I am more optimistic and excited, what can I sell? Because I'm going to put it into something great right now. This is awesome.
I agree with you, Joe. Tell a little story. Then we're going to do the question.
Okay.
And I'll give you the answer and my comments to the story and the actual topic.
Okay.
In an effort to reduce the amount of time going over on these topics every single time. It's my fault.
Yes. Isn't that funny? At a normal situation, I'm the talker. But you put a microphone in front of you, you're the talker.
You know why? I'll tell you why. There's a lot of great stuff going on in 2025.
Okay.
That's really what this is all about. And it's because there's so much change and things are changing. People are dropping out of this business left and right because they don't know how to change. That's part of Jill's excitement. She knows we're going to thrive during this change.
Yep.
And that's what this topic's really about. Here's my little anecdotal story about 8 years ago. Land Academy is 10 years old this year. We've been doing this for 10 years. One of the first career paths that Jill and I instructed, a guy came to us, he was in there and he said, for 2 years, I've been sending mail to Dallas, the Dallas area, and buying info lots with crazy success. I send out the mail here, it works. I send out the mail here, it works. I change subdivisions. I move around a little bit. I buy 2 or 3 properties. I resell and I make $20,000, $30,000 each property. Last 2 mailers I sent out, doesn't work anymore. Land Academy sucks. This sucks. It's over. The business is over. I'll give you my comment in a minute. Each day on the show, we answer a question from our Land Academy member Discord forum, take a deep dive into land-related topics by popular request.
Okay, so here's the question. Aaron wrote, those of you who have been mailing for many years, do you keep track of who asked to be taken off of your list? Do you ever clear out that list and mail them again anyway? Life changes and every season brings a new batch of sellers. It might make sense to mail them again at some point, maybe even in 5 years.
You're an expert at this.
Oh, I never take them off the list. Because you know what's so funny? So many times I know it's a brand new area that we're going into, and they may have got a letter a year ago or 6 months ago, or who even knows when it was. They don't keep track of who is reaching out to them. So they're the phone call is often a version of, I told you this before, when I know that didn't happen. So and some of the time too, they hang up so fast. It's take me off your list, click. Well, I would love to, but I have no idea who you are and I have no idea what property this is. So it's really not possible anyway. So, and I'm not going to spend the time. So the point is, don't worry about it. And what you wrote, Aaron, is true. I always, any seller that I talk to and we don't agree on a price, usually that's the thing. If I'm not buying a property, it's either not good property and I don't want it at any price, right? Or we're not in agreement on the price. So I always tell, and the reason they're not in agreement is because they don't need the dough today. It's not hurting them. They're happy to die with it, whatever it is. So, but I always tell them, hang on to my letter and please just put it in your file. You never know, because things do change. So I urge them to save it. So yeah, coming back around sometime, sure. They're not going to remember if you mailed them a year ago or 5 years ago, and your letter might pop up at the exact time that they need it. Or like I mentioned, hopefully they save it and they do. They call you back in a year or 5 years and go, "Oh, Erin, you're still around. I wasn't into it then, but boy, I need the dough now. Do you still want this property?"
I'm going to ask you some questions.
Yeah.
Why would I send out 10,000 letters. I get 100 responses back. 10 of those responses I consider as acquisitions. So that means 90 responses happened that were unsatisfactory to me of any kind, So why would I reduce that number? I'm asking you. Why would I reduce that 10, those 90?
Why would I not buy
hold
them?
on a second.
Oh.
I want to make this more efficient because I'm Mr. Accountant.
Yes.
I want to avoid, this is the key, avoid those 90 touches. I only want to talk to the 10 people who want to sell. Why would I do that? The answer is this, because I am avoiding something.
Okay.
And what you're avoiding, and this is not you, Erin, you've been with us for a long time, and I'm really glad you asked the question. It's everybody, including me. I don't want to talk to anybody who's mad at me about my letter. But that's part of this. I would love, and maybe AI will do this maybe soon, to type in a question on the internet, question like this. Please, hey AI, please tell me, please list the five people in New Jersey that are most likely to sell their house and put their phone numbers in there, please. But that's what we all want, right? Good luck when that happens, because everybody else is going to do it. And then now it's an easy button, and you never learned how to parallel park the car.
I'm not worried about it.
I'm not. Hold on a second. I want to stick to this because
there's an extra component.
After 10 years of teaching and instructing Land Academy, the root of probably 50% of the questions is, how can I do this to avoid X? You can't. You cannot avoid what Jill does. You cannot avoid, if you're going to be very successful at it, you cannot avoid putting together a well-priced mailer like I do, executing it, getting it in the mail, and then having somebody, whether it's you or not, answer the phone with a big, huge smile on your face and create a real estate deal.
But the topic today is, what makes a land business sustainable in the long term?
I got to answer that question from the beginning too. The guy from the original career path situation who's mailing the hell out of Dallas with amazing success, the business changed. All right. The other people caught on, not because he talked about it, just other people figured out in the industry that buying infill lots and reselling them in the Dallas area is profitable. So he got himself a little competition. Instead of complaining about it and throwing your hands up in the air like a child, the guy's still with us. He's with us and he's doing work great. And I answered the question back then, just like I'm answering it now. You have to roll with the changes. And that's the topic.
So the whole point to me, well, there's a couple points. Number one, what makes this sustainable for the long term? I think at the very end of it, it's like every other business. You have the drive and the dedication and the determination that you will solve problems, not run from them, and roll with the times and adapt and adjust however is needed. I was just talking to somebody about this yesterday. I was doing a coaching with this really cool couple in Florida. They're brand new members. And I'm like, oh, you guys are going to fit right in. They have had other businesses, one that they're getting out of right now because it's just not working, but they're not done. It's not like they're going to go, well, this is it. Party's over. No, they're pivoting and looking to something else. And that could be even more sustainable than their other business. And I'm sure that they had rolled through a lot of punches with that other company. You just have to have that tenacity, I guess, is the word I'm thinking of. So what I was explaining to them was, gosh, I'm been side by side with you for 16 years now. And you were doing it, 15 years before that. And you weathered so many storms. And then I've weathered half of them, I like to think, with you.
Yeah.
And yeah, were there times that we didn't make as much money as I wanted to that year? Yeah. Heck yeah. Were there times I sold properties for less than I really wanted to? Yeah. But I make a profit? Yeah. Did I put food on the table? Yeah. Because we did all the other things right, and we stuck with it. And, you bring up a good point we haven't talked about in a while. I know the pivot from your core business when you started this was a online click and pay, all automated system with a team behind the scenes just doing deeds like machines kind of thing, to now it's a conversation and nurturing sellers a little bit, not a lot. I'm not talking anybody into anything, but it's a whole different world now. But we changed with it. We didn't give up. We figured out new things and we changed it, and we continue to change. And instead of running from it, now I'm ready for it, and and we're trying to stay ahead of it. And that's one of the things that you do, Jack, that you're so good at. Every week you sit us down on Thursday and our member calls, and you look at numbers and stats, and you're preparing us all for what's coming. Like, you guys need to see this. Let's look at interest rates. This is what this means. You need to look at, look at days on market changing, look at inventory levels changing, look at land prices changing, whatever it is, and preparing us so we can be ready and be ahead of it. Or at least we have the tools so we know how to, how to go into the wave. Don't let the wave knock me down. You go into the wave the right
that's
way.
A great example.
So,
Jeez, Jill.
And I'm ready for it. So, like, I feel like right now, you know what? I'm standing on the beach with I'm not a surfer. I'm standing on the beach with my boogie board.
You wrecked it.
Oh, you want me to be a surfer?
Go with the surfer.
All right. I'm standing on the beach with my surfboard.
What are you wearing?
It's not a bikini. So, yeah.
Come on, paint a picture.
Oh, God.
How old are you?
This is great.
What are you drinking?
All right.
What time of day is it?
Oh my gosh. I am standing on the beach it's sunset.
Yes. Okay, good. Keep going.
Sunset in my teal blue bikini.
Keep going.
with
this is how you make your marriage sustainable, not just your land business.
Sand blowing into my hair and just a light mist of sea spray on my face. And my chest. And it's glistening.
Yep, a lot of glistening.
So I see this huge wave, which is summer 2025 coming at me. And I pick up my board and I'm getting ready to nose down and run out there. That's what I'm doing.
If you have, here, I'm going to paraphrase.
There's a lot of people that are younger than us that are like, I just made them throw up in their mouths.
And that's fine.
Sorry.
If you have an effective level of self-confidence, you're going to wake up every morning and you're going to say some version of this to yourself. I am going to adjust how I make decisions and respond to what goes on in my day so that I become a better person for it at the end and hopefully more wealthy. Mm-hmm. You are not going to wake up angry because somebody's in political office that you don't like, or your kids didn't do it, they clean up their room like you asked, or your boss is an idiot, or any of that. What you're going to do is say, I'm going to adjust to this. And in extreme situations, I might tell my boss to go F himself because there's a better solution that I created. It took me a year, but I found a better solution for myself. And today's the day that he's gone out of my life. So that is what makes businesses sustainable. It's not so much the business, it's you. Mm-hmm. And you having the confidence to say, not enough emails went out, not enough mail went out. Oh, the mail went out to the wrong.
Or I didn't answer the phone.
The mail went out to the wrong place last month. The person that is negotiating my deals for me isn't working out. Yes, it's a pain in the ass. No, I'm not going to get mad about it. I'm going to do something about it. Right. Sustainability comes from adjusting to what's in your face and overcoming. Adapt and overcome, like Marine Corps.
Exactly. Join
us tomorrow where Jill and I talk about Jill in a bathing suit. No. We talk about the advantages of partnering versus going solo in your land business. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
We are Jack and Jill.
Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you find our content valuable and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.